hopefully, let me unmute us actually. Hopefully audio is working. We had a little hiccup with Aaron, but I think it should be all good now. So chat, can you tell us if you can hear us? Any audio? I'm seeing typing, so that's either gonna say we can't hear you. Oh gosh. Okay. All right, Zach. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to log directly into Discord.
All right.
I don't know what. I'm gonna have to move back to YouTube because it's driving me nuts. All right. All right, guys. I'm gonna put in the chat. Now, here's my question. Can they hear me on here? I don't think so. I think I gotta. Now, is there any audio for me? How about for me? Can you guys hear me too? Or just Zach? You can't hear me, Zach? Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now, Zach? Okay. Chat, if you guys can just let me know if you guys can hear me as well, just to confirm I think we should be good now. Okay, cool. I do have a little pre-market long on here, which is 2 micros, but I may exit this here. Part of me wants to just kind of hold on, maybe move stop to break even, see if we can get a little pop, but kind of with Zach, I wouldn't be shocked to see us fade this at open a little bit. Yeah. We also have on TradingView, did your options roll, Zach? Or your contracts roll? Yeah, so we have, yeah, so it's, if you look at the Qs, yeah, exactly. So yeah, the Qs, yeah, are getting, like, if you look at the QQQ, it looks even crazier, but yeah, so like it's on the Qs, I don't actually have level in play. If you would go based off of how they roll, like there's kind of like an older level that we have at 594s on NQ, so that's kind of what factored into this pre-market long for me. But I'm not real confident in it, so we'll see. We got what, 4 minutes? A nice little pop there, kind of into new highs here. Not quite actually. Kind of tagging the pre-market high here. So we'll see. I'm up like $200. I may just exit this and reconsider. May move my stop to break even. Mm-hmm. We're up about 80 points here, chat, so I'm not going to let this go to a red trade. I'm going to tighten the stop actually into some profits here, I think. If it fades and I get stopped, so be it. If it runs, you know, maybe we hit our profit goal, which is 2 micros. So I've been talking about these Lucid direct accounts that I got. They had the 50% off deals, and so hit max profit 3 days in a row on the one, and hit max profit on the second one. I bought it like a day later. Hit it the first day. Second day, I have my auto liquidation to sell, like close me out at $605 profit. It's a little bit over the 600, which is right around 20%. And the second one I bought on day 2, I was trading. This would have been Thursday evening into Friday because we did stream Friday, and the account balance hit $600, and like I'm just like, all right, 605 is gonna fill. I'm not gonna hit exit. So I just like let it go. I'm like, all right, it'll go another. I needed like another point. I had like a few micros on. Probably half a point. I'm like, we'll get filled. We'll get exit here. Doesn't fill me. Pulls back, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So then I do the dumb thing. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna add back into this. So I started adding in with size. Next thing you know, I hit daily loss limit, and then it continues to work in my favor and goes even higher. And I'm like, you are such a dumbass. That's one of those. That's one of those like you got a little too into. That's a dick for a ticker. Yeah, that was the definition of a dick for a ticker. No, I was like kind of kicking myself like that's stupid, but it's all right. We can climb back out of it. It's just a daily loss limit, right? So we can dig back out of that a little bit, and the other one we're still still in good standing. So, oh yeah, we've all done it. All right, so market open here. Initial kind of push down. The NQ did open at like a new pre-market high, or just high, I should say. Dow with a nice bar. Yes, pushing nice. So guys, I do have if you, I don't know if you can see my open P now, it's like 400. I said I have auto liquidate at 605. I did take one pre-market overnight L for about $200. So in order for me to get liquidated, I think my open P now would have to get somewhere around like 800, just so you guys know, just to keep you in the loop with, since I'm showing my actual trade of 8 charts now. Wait, you can't hear Chef Ryan? Is that just a Chef Ryan thing? Chef, I think you're new here. It says, hopefully it's just probably check your audio settings on Discord, because they're not always the same as like your computer settings. I don't know if you use your phone or your desktop or whatever, but a lot of times your Discord audio settings will be slightly different than whatever your computer are. So you probably can hear what I'm saying, so that doesn't actually matter. Let me respond to you. Here I am giving him an explanation. Can we get a confirmation from somebody that you guys can still hear us though? Thank you guys. Yeah. Yeah, so I did hold. I moved my, so pre-market we were up about 80 points, and I was like, I'm not gonna let this go back to red. So I dragged my stop into profit. And I'm still holding. I'm only in 2 micros. And I also said like my profit goal is 605 on the day, but I did take a $200 pre-market loss. So like if I look at this, yeah, so I still need a few, maybe yeah, I'm more than this. So my total P&L right now is I'm up about 250 bucks on the day, but my open P&L is about 500 bucks. So 2 micros. So not the most ideal situation, but we'll see. We'll see if she keeps running or not. And at this point, we're gonna take profit on this trade either way. So. This is one of the reasons that sometimes I just like, even 2 micros small, we threw the stop loss in profit before market even opened. So this was no risk, right, to our underlying balance. And sometimes the market will just, open and run. So that's why I don't mind every now and then just having a couple micros on if you do with no set stop loss, it can put you on tilt, because if it goes against you, all of a sudden you can lose your mind. But she's a runner. She's a track star. Also on the QQQ, we got up to what, 743s, right? Is that what you got? So yeah, right around there. We'll see. Also, Chad, just so you guys know, this week, obviously Zach can speak for himself, but I know he's got his mastermind going on this week, so I let him know at any point in time if he needs to take a little time off this week or not be on stream quite as much. We would all totally understand that. I know I sent you a message, Zach, but I gotta give you the public kudos. Congrats on the Knicks win. And shout out, I don't know if Maddie's watching, our resident stock mom, Maddie's from Carolina. I know she was rooting for the Hurricanes. He said, "No, you gotta be with the apes. No rest. No, ain't no rest for the wicked, Zach." That's a jam, by the way. Cage Elephant. Ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. Got bills to pay, got miles to feed. Ain't nothing in this world for free. Zach, I thought you just got a notification from Hinge there for a second. I'm like, you got your Hinge notifications on your... getting your Hinge DMs alerted to us here on stream? Chat, we're getting a nice run here. I'm going to go like one stop, even a little tighter, and then one below the New York low here. Just a little safer here. Man, it's only a high of 70 here today. I am ecstatic about that. I realize I got my... You know how you have different like logins for different prop firms, right? And I haven't traded on Lucid for a minute, and all my settings on my Lucid Tradeovate are all out of whack. I'm trading Mountain, or I don't know. I don't even know what time zone it is. CDT, whatever that is. Oops. Guys, don't dox me. You might have just saw my address. Alright, we'll do that later. Before you guys find out I'm really a woman. So Zach, I saw your story. You went out to a bar. Now, did you watch the game like intently at home and then go out to the bar like later, or did you watch it from the bar the whole time? Okay, okay. You're out for the vibes. I bet the streets were just epic. Too much. Probably hard to even get to, I'd imagine. Even the cops are just laying on their horns. It's funny you say because like when I remember when the Penguins won, me and my boys we got in our car and we were just driving around like our little local town. Like we live in the suburbs, like outside of Pittsburgh, but there's like in the city of Greensburg, we got a little local city limits. So we're just driving around Greensburg, just laying on the horn. Everybody's hanging out the window. And looks like I'm about to eat. Maybe go ahead. Yep. Mm. Yeah, yeah. No market. Juneteenth holiday on Friday, so no market on open on Friday. Well, here, let's see here, Chad. Maybe we put our stop in the perfect spot. We just tickled it. We just tickled it. Nice little reversal on that 2 minute here. Yeah, yeah. No, listen. If we go sideways, if that can be our low, I'm cool with that. If that can be the sideways low that we just did. Well, that's a new high right there in NQ. That's a nice pop. M MCHP, you said. It's a nice looking chart. Nasdaq with a little relative strength on the NQ. NQ hasn't popped a new high here yet. I'm sorry, not I'm an idiot. ES is not popping a new high here yet. Sorry. The White House fights, yeah, yeah, we. You did make money. It's so Cowboy. I'm actually so mad. I told my wife I was like, I almost put like $100 on Gaethje just for American pride. And she was like, why didn't you? I was like, I don't know. I don't actually really know anything about UFC. I heard he's not the favorite. And I'll be honest with you, I watched so much of it, and this thinking in between fights takes so long. I fell asleep and I woke up in the fourth round, and he was just whooping his butt, like just absolutely crushing him. And I was like, why didn't I put money on him? He was like at one point, depending on where you went, you could get anywhere from 2 to 1 to 4 to 1 odds, I think, on him. That was a miss on my part, that's for sure. So okay, Zach, you do like the sports bet a little bit. It is another little side tangent, but did you, with the Knicks being in the finals and it being like your team, did that? Did you just avoid betting to avoid any like outside stress, or did you continue to bet as you watched? Oh, that had to cash nice. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. That's a great bet. I actually did think the event itself was kind of cool. That's my issue with like all fight events though, is they're just I hate the like why every other main sport has realized this. I even thought the NBA finals like 8:30 start time is like why can't we be started at 7? I know I'm showing my age here, but like why do we still like we don't even use pay-per-view anymore? We got the Paramount Plus deal now. Why is the main event still coming on at 1 o'clock in the morning? Like what are we doing this for? I don't understand. Like, why is the main event not at like 11 p.m.? That would be perfect. That would be amazing. That would be fantastic. That's like my petition. You have Dana White has done so many amazing things for the UFC. The next thing he needs to do is quit having the main event be at 1 o'clock in the morning. Some of us can't handle that anymore. We're getting old. Yeah, I mean we got that pretty much a straight move up. Little 2 minute, 2 bar 2 minute pullback, which is immediately reversed, and now we got a little bit of a 2-minute inside bars playing out. We'll see how it progresses. By the way, Chad, I know my focus is a little bit more on futures right now, just because I got these Lucid direct accounts. So I don't like to be too spread thin. So that's kind of just where my focus is until I can kind of secure a payout on these, and then I'll probably rotate back into options a little bit more. Obviously, we'll keep trading these, but right now that's just kind of where I'm putting my focus to lock those in. CJ, this is yeah, that is nice on NQ. Jay, this is where I had my timing of it was perfect because I was watching the NHL finals. So I watched Carolina Vegas, and I was rooting for Carolina, so I was happy with the outcome of that game. Watched a little bit of the Cup celebration, and then when I turned it to UFC, I literally got to watch Sugar Sean knockout. I got to watch the co-main event knockout, and then my old ass fell asleep for most of the main event. I got to watch the fourth rounder or whatever of the main event. But the timing of it was good in terms of how you could have played it out. You know what I mean? All right, Chad, we need another $150 to lock full profit on the one account. Jay goes, look, I totally fell asleep too. Okay, no fights went to decision. Okay, I was gonna say when we put it on, there's blood on the mat. I was like, okay, hopefully there's some good scraps then. Man, part of me wants to lock one of these micros, but part of me just wants to let it ride. I'm very torn here. I feel that. I like the. Sometimes, man, they do those the UFC fights, and the women have one of the undercards, and they just scrap. It's harder for me to watch. I don't like it as much watching women beat the snot out of each other, but sometimes those ladies just, man, they go. Do you get into the UFC stuff, Zach? Yeah. And sometimes the undercards are good because you got the guys on the up and coming, and they're just scrapping their hearts out, so that could be entertaining. But I remember the last pay-per-view fight I bought, I think it was Sugar Sean, and it was some of the prelims were great, just slugfest. And then the guy he went against was just a jiu-jitsu guy, and he just pinned him down the whole time and didn't let him. And it was the main event. You stay up till 1 a.m. for the most boring main event ever. Oh, come on, NQ. Go, baby. Go. We need $75 here. Come on. Come on, Lee. There's not a whole lot of actionable stuff intraday, I guess, but for selfish sake, I hope this keeps running just a bit. Good for the swings, I guess, eh? Cowboy, I just saw your chat. Oh, yeah. Come on, baby. Film me, film me, film me. I was trying to let you do your speech. I'm like, I can't sell it too hard. No. No, now we're filled. We're filled, baby. We're filled. Let's go. We're all giveaway time now. Let's go. Wow. See, I didn't realize that's how you were gonna do it. I thought you were gonna actually like kind of take a look at the trades and see how they played out, and whoever. Okay. Okay. Oh, for sure. And it gets the most likes. Yeah, for sure. Oh, nice. Oh, I like that. I like that because that's big. Oh. Listen, details are hard, bro. Details are hard. So yeah, so that means gather your homies. Be like, you gotta go like my, and also chat Risk Life News. Let me know. Not only Risk Life News, I got a personal account. I got some other business accounts. I got like a StockDadsTv account. Maybe you heard of it before. I could go like some comments and give you guys some likes. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's right. But yeah, well, I know the apes in here are gonna just be post some bangers, so it's all good. That oh, for sure, for sure. Oh my goodness, I just saw Karen DM'd me. I guess she was trying to get on this morning. I like the way you structured it though. All right, guys. So just to give you an update. I know you guys should be able to see. I believe my chart out with I have my OBS virtual camera showing, so I think you should be able to see. You guys can see here the equity. So this is the Lucid, and I think this is still running. By the way, you can use code SD or even code StockDads, I think. But I took advantage. Lucid has 50% off 2 uses, so I got the direct accounts. I'm 50K accounts, so your profit target is 3K in order to take a 2K payout. So I have 4 days of $600 and change in profit. You can see my equity here is at 52,469, so an extra like $69 on top of that. So this is where it always gets a little, you like to press a little bit. So I'm 1 day away, right? If I lock in one more day, $600, I'll be over the 3,000. Theoretically, I should meet the consistency rule within at least like a percent or two, because I have my auto liquidation set at 605. So we should be eligible on a pad on this account. One more trading day. We'll see. Hellish Wick on SPY. I didn't see that. We'll see how that that plays out. Now, I did mention pre-market how Thursday I was trading Asia session into Friday, and I got the second account because it's up for 2 uses. The account hit $600. It did not auto liquidate at 605. It pulled back on me. I added into it. I went from being up 600 to hitting daily loss limit, which is $1,200. I think by the time it actually liquidated me on the daily loss limit, around $1,300. But I was able to get max win on this account today as well. So this account has 2 wins of $600 and 1 loss of $1,300. And so you can see the balance here, $49,895. So we got to climb out of, you can see today's P&L 610. So we got to dig this one out a little bit. That's the problem with letting yourself, like I should have had a tighter risk settings in place. But that's the problem with a direct to funded account, a 20% consistency rule, and letting yourself hit that daily loss limit, right? Because a daily loss limit is $1,200. You want to make that all back quickly, but I guess this could help you. But you want to make it all back quickly naturally, right? But with a 20% consistency rule, you still can't, overdo it and go crazy and have a big winning day. You still got to make it back $600 at a time, right? So letting yourself hit a daily loss limit will take you at least 2 max winning days just to kind of make up for that loss. So it's not something that I like to do in these accounts, but it was a mistake that I made, and just want to be open and honest with you guys about that. Obviously, we all still go through these things. So we're gonna try to climb this one back. We'll keep updating you guys on this one, and hopefully we can get the other one to the finish line here. But that's where we're at on this. The 5-minute 8, did you say? Or 2-minute 8? Okay. Okay. So when you watch that, Zach, the EMAs, obviously I keep VWAP on my chart, and I hear you talk about them a lot, but they're not something I keep on my chart. When you look at the 2-minute tag compared to the 5-minute tag, is it's like, okay, we're kind of in an aggressive uptrend. Maybe I'll use the 2-minute tag as a more aggressive entry compared to waiting for the 5. Yeah, and it could come with time, where the 5 could come high. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not a great looking 15-minute. Now, the 15-minute did just test lower, so if that 15-minute fails, and we can reverse that wick, we definitely look good for higher. 30,800. Oh, jeez. And me a little ripper movies, yeah. Yeah, I'll miss it. It just feels like even if you were to catch it, like you probably eat a couple stops first. It would be a headache. It would be a difficult hold. You know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Me? Yeah. Yeah, me either. Good luck to you, sir. I hit my my profit here. I'm keeping an eye for a potential options trade, but yeah, I'm kind of the mindset. I wish I was either in a swing options wise into today, and or I don't want to reverse this, and I don't really want to take like a QQQ or SPY long up here. Individual names I'm looking at are kind of running too. If AMD on its pullback had pulled back to like 545.10, then I would have been a little bit. Bro, it's at 552. It's ripping again today. It's up. It's up 8%. It's up $42 today. It's up $42 today. 8.25%. And MU again. MU again today. AMD, MU, STX, WCD, WDC. There's some crazy movers today. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I saw your post over the weekend, I think. And obviously, we've talked about it a bunch. But yeah, the chart looks great. Oh yeah, day looks nice, man. What expiration you have on this? Very nice. Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, all time. I just was looking at 490s. Yeah, good point. FOMC on Wednesday this week. So just everybody be aware of that. If you have swings. Swing, swing. I'll be right back. Looks like we got some more sideways action, huh? I didn't miss much. All right, good to hear, Chef. Good to hear, Chef. Glad to have you, by the way. The 5-minute 8 on NQ is 30,570. You said ish. Okay. This is also with the contract rollover. This is kind of weird, but this is where I had a level at 30,676.50, which is we're getting a nice reaction off that EMA. Plus, if you didn't have the contract rollover, this would be a level. Yes, yeah, there's something Zach we've talked about a bit is when you get like a new low on NQ or ES or vice versa, and the other one doesn't. Sometimes it's a nice entry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do think an entry still valid. Stops like under 60s or so. But so at this point, you're starting to get stops at like you could have probably had a 20, 30 point stop. Now you're probably at a 50, 60 point stop, unfortunately. But if you decide to take this. Mm-hmm. Agreed. Agreed. Let's take a look. Mm-hmm. Get an eye up. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm looking at options, but I don't love that 5-minute close. If it would have closed differently, I would have liked it a little more. But I don't hate longing around here. I'm watching the 742 strikes on the Qs potentially here. They're not terribly priced. They're at 122 a strike here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna try a couple. I'm gonna try. All right, I got filled up 127. I'm gonna try a couple. I just did a couple. I got my futures win. This is honestly like very small size. It's not a big risk to me, but I'm willing to put a few $100 on it. See if we can double it or so. So 742 strikes. We'll see. We'll see. 742 is at 127. And I'd be aiming for like new highs on the day up to like 743.30, 744 is kind of where we're aiming as like the ultimate target. Now we'll like take some trims along the way if we start heading that way, for sure, I would imagine. They get your decks, your decks. Did they get your was it your sliding glass door on your deck? Is that what it was? Yep. Oh, we love that 5-minute trigger we just got there. I think you could use that 5-minute low now. I think you could go stops at like 30,665. And now I'm in QQQ, but I use NQ to manage. So for the most part, like I'm looking at QQQ, but that's a nice start there. We're up to 140s here, so 13 bucks a con, not bad. Yeah, nice start here. Con's at 151 here. Okay, nice. But you got your sliding glass door and everything's all fixed. All good shit. Yeah. Very nice. So this is where we saw a little rejection before this 30,760 area. Let's see if we can pop this. We're up right around. Say that again, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, good call. I like this push though towards the hourly close for a stronger close. I do like that. We popped this 15-minute high, looks pretty good. Con's at Con's at 160 here, 164 they just tagged. For the fan gun. If we get like, for me to look for a trim, I'll probably look for like some sort of, if we tag like back up at like 30,800s, that where we have like some sort of potential double top, maybe de-risk a bit. We'll see. Seeing a little resistance here at the 60s again, 30,760s. Well, that's a nice 5-minute close, not a bad hourly close. Yeah. Oh, also, I meant to mention this earlier. Cowboy talked about the bigger wick on SPY, which it's on my chart. Do you have it on TradingView? Did you get that bigger? Oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna pull up the options. Zach, do you ever use the option contract chart? Yeah, it's like looking at the delta or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's funny you say that. I do that a lot as well. That's like my quick like, oh, what can I expect to trim at? Let me look at like what the contracts in the money currently are, because if it goes in the money, it'll probably go to that. Like that's I do the same thing. You can obviously look at the delta as well. The delta will tell you, the amounts, per dollar on the underlying stock that your options contract will move. But sometimes I like to look at the options chart when you're trading. Like if you're trading like a zero DTE or a weekly, and you're trying to figure out like what's my risk here, where would my stop need to be? If you look at the options chart itself, it can be beneficial for sure. Okay, here you go. So we're in at I don't even remember what I'm in at. Let me see. We're at 127. If we were to kind of double top, get back towards the highs, I would expect the contracts to be around 220. Their high on the day is 224. It's about almost $100 per contract. Not bad. If we can get there. And chat, I brought up the options contract thing just because it's not like widely talked about. I think I just want to make sure if anybody's new. I know Senor Bok Choy. That's a fantastic name. So he's like newer to options. So I know we have some. I've seen some newer faces in here in the chat. Like we've had good attendance in the labs, which is amazing because I think Zach and I are finding a good groove together, good chemistry. We've both been doing well, so I'd love to see more faces in here. But if you guys go to if you use Thinkorswim or whatever, and if you're not familiar with this, and you go to the options chain, and your strike. So right now we're in the 742 calls. These are 0 days on QQQ, and so this is specifically Thinkorswim that I'm talking about because that's what I use. But you can right click the strike in the options chain, and then you can copy that contract. It'll be like QQQ 120. It'll have all these crazy numbers. It'll look like a wild ticker basically. But then you can paste that ticker into your charts on Thinkorswim, and it'll show you actually like the pricing of the options contract on a chart. And then it'll help you calculate, okay, now obviously there's theta, there's options Greek. So from if you're going chart to chart, it's not always the same, right? Because the pricing can obviously change based off of that, but the options Greeks. But it's a good tool if you're somebody who's struggling to be like, oh, I don't really understand the Greeks and delta, or I'm not good at looking at the nice strike price and realizing where my option could go or whatever it is. Yeah, Jada, this is great. So if this isn't something you heard of before, I have my other chart. Let me see if I can show my Thinkorswim just to show you what I mean. I'll pull this up. But you could actually see then past pricing on the options contract. You can see every option strike price has its own chart. And so when you're looking at the chart, I got in these at 127, right? So I'm looking at the chart, and the chart is at $1.27 and $1.38 at $2. So you get an actual chart for that contract. I'm gonna switch my screen here in a minute to show you guys in case you've never seen it before. It's gonna be a minute to switch that. Oh, cool. We have it here. Perfect. Actually, let's see if I can do it. I'm gonna do it that way. Yes, chart, properties. Alright, let me get this full size. Just this. Okay, so you guys can see that now, right? Okay. So now over here, just make sure there's no question. I honestly, I gotta. You're right. I need Zach's indicator. So Zach, your indicator, not to go down a side tangent here, your indicator is you built it for TradingView? Okay. Okay. I'm listening. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Um, gotcha. Gotcha. That, yeah, and that makes sense. But okay, so anybody, so no, you're good. Okay, okay, okay. All right, guys. So just explaining the options contract I was talking about before. I'm like looking at OBS a little bit. So I think the very edge of my screen, like on, like you can see where my mouse is, but the very edge here, where you get these things on the S of OB or not on Thinkorswim. I'm going to click on the options the chain. So we have the options chain here. Scroll this up, right? And this is on any name, any ticker, any strike. You can see you have the options name. So I'm going to pull up the weeklies. Now, you're not going to see me in this because I entered this on Robinhood. I didn't enter this on Thinkorswim. Had I entered this on Thinkorswim, you'd see a little symbol here that I had in position here. You don't see that just because I entered this on Robinhood. But anyway, you see all the strikes here. I'm in a 742 QQQ call. We're right at like break even right now, right? So if you right click on this, I don't know if it shows that pop-up, but if you right-click, you come down and it'll say buy, sell, buy custom, sell custom, create alert, and you can go down to copy QQQ 260615C742. So that'll be like that's like the ticker symbol. So you can click on copy. You come back up to the ticker. Now I have QQQ and I paste. Now you see that crazy number that's in there. I paste, right? So get rid of the options train. So I just pasted the ticker for the options contract that I'm trading. Now I'm going to remove this study. This is the theoretical options price. I don't like that study being on there. I'm going to remove that. So now if you're looking at this, right, you can see, okay, so this options contract opened at 79 cents. It ran up to $2.24. It's now at, $1.18. So if my entry was right around here on this bar right here, right? So I'm like, okay, so if I wanted to figure out a stop, if I wanted to calculate a stop on the options contract, and I took it on this bar, I wanted my stop below this bar. Okay, my entry's here at 127. I want to stop below this bar. I know my stop needs to be at like 97 cents. So it's like a very visual, simple way of being able to look. Yeah, CJ, I got you, girl. I got you. But that's no, obviously, like I said, you have the Greeks that can affect this. So like on the chart, sometimes you might be like, I want my stop here. It should be here. But maybe the chart doesn't break that low, but it goes sideways, 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 sideways. The options contract may come and break that low because the Greeks pushed it below that low, even though the underlying chart maybe didn't push it below that low, right? So like it's not like black and white, black and white. Hopefully that makes sense what I'm trying to say there. But it's a good reference to be like when you're trying to calculate what would my stop be based off of the chart. Well, the price action on your options contract chart will match the price action on the underlying asset itself, but it'll also have the Greeks kind of factored into its pricing. So, but that's something, if nobody's used that tool before and you do trade options, I want you to know that is available to do. I'm not sure how to do it on Thinkorswim. I wish I knew how to, or not Thinkorswim. I don't know how to do it on TradingView. I do know how to do it on Thinkorswim, obviously. I don't know how to do it on TradingView just because I don't use it, but I'm sure it's possible to do on TradingView as well. My guess would be the same thing. Just try to copy the options contract ticker. But I'm happy that helped, Jada. I'm happy that helped. Because I wasn't sure if people like were aware of that or not. It wasn't something that I was like actively aware of early on in my trading. Okay, now I'd like to see an example here. So okay, yeah, look at this now. Like, right, look at NQ. If you're actively looking at NQ, right? What did I just say, right? The NQ chart itself, the underlying stock, may not break that low. But because of the option streaks, because of time decay, you can see the options contract itself came down and broke the low where we would want to put our stop. And this is why I use mental stops with options, by the way. Because if you look at the chart, we have not come down and broken that 2-minute low, but we've gone sideways. We've kind of just faded. We haven't really gone anywhere. So the Greeks, this is a good visual example. The Greeks are melting this options contract where they just made a new low where potentially from a chart perspective is where we would want to stop out. But when you look at the chart, it's like, oh, the chart hasn't invalidated. So I wouldn't actually want to stop out potentially, right? Which is why I am going to continue to hold this. I'd like the chart to actually invalidate. Now, you got to be willing to now, at that point, you're probably holding for a bigger loss. So, but it'll help you calculate your risk for sure. Yeah, Jade, I'll send you, I'm not sure, do you just want like Thinkorswim? Like how you can get Thinkorswim, Jada? Because Thinkorswim's free. I will say, like, when I first started using it, I didn't find it to be like the most user-friendly interface off rip. But now that I've like used it for 5 years, I can't even imagine using anything else. Everything else just bothers me. I would agree with the love-hate relationship. I don't even know if Thinkorswim does have a rewards thing set up, but I'll send you a link for sure to set it up. Yeah, LARP agrees on Thinkorswim. It's one of those things like it doesn't like I think a TradingView or Trade-Evade, like they all sort of like have maybe a better natural user interface for how you would naturally navigate a chart. But if you stick with Thinkorswim, I still personally think it's the best charting software. Personal opinion, but. Yeah, I'm in the queues. I'm gonna basically I have a mental stop basically at 30,660. So we break below that, I'll probably exit there. And which at this point the cons would probably be around 80 cents. So you're probably looking at like $50 per contract of risk. So I'll just continue to manage that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, I don't have Webull, Jada. Do you use it just on your phone, or do you use it on desktop? You use it on your laptop, I think, right, Jada? I think I've seen your content. I'm trying to see if I could how I would pull it up on my phone if I needed to. I'm sure every broker has the options contract chart as an option. I'm quite confident in that. Yeah. Option charts inverted stuff. Okay. So you have it. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Um, it's hard for me to say because I don't use Webull. But if you right click on your computer, Jada, if you right click on the options contract, does it give you an option to copy? Does it say like copy QQQ blah 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 blah? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I figured TOS Mobile did. I'm sure there's. Um, I actually think once you enter the strike, like you can definitely open it easily. Yeah. The Russell's still weak though. The Russell's still weak. Interesting. Yeah, Jade, I want you to try to right click an option strike just like to test it in a Webull options thing just to see. And tell me if it gives you like a copy option. I'm sure there's like another way to bring it up too. That's just the way I've always brought it up. Senor, so to answer that question, they previously did not exist. They are now starting to be developed. There's at least one out there that I'm aware of. I know of some others in the works. Um, my uh, okay, so it's upside down. Hold on, I'm trying to look at this picture. My thought on options prop firms. Now, I totally understand if you don't have like a large cash amount to put into an options account and you want to trade options, and why you would maybe want to go to the prop firm route. I personally believe that trading options on a prop firm account, which the only options props that exist have consistency rules and payout caps and all that good stuff. I personally believe it's not worth it. I thought about this a little while. Zach and I have talked about this a little while. I personally think that the upside to trading options is the exponential gain on an option when it starts working in your favor. And I know you said earlier, Senor, that you wish you knew options. I think you saw you're in the Mastermind 2.0, so you're gonna learn about options. I'm sure Zach's gonna teach you all about that. But personally, like I have taken a $500 account to over $20,000. I've taken a $300 account to over $20,000, and to me, I would rather put $300 in an options account and try to do that than buy an options prop firm account with a consistency rule. Now, that's just me personally. Now, when it comes to futures, I think props are the way to go all day. I just don't think it coincides. I know Zach can give his 2 cents on that, but I guess that's my 2 cents. Yeah, yeah, totally agree. And maybe there will be ones that come out that have like bigger payout caps or wider consistency rolls, and maybe then it would make a little bit more sense. But and I trade options different than Zach. Zach gives himself more time than I typically do. I am kind of working towards, as I build a larger amount of capital to trade with, I will probably start to tend towards addicted to proverbs. I'll probably start to tend towards more time as well. But because I do currently still, I'll trade like a smaller account and try to grow it, take a bigger payout. I do still trade like weeklies or dailies. And here's for me the way I trade is I size like really small. Like I think at a bare minimum with trading weeklies or 0 days, at a bare minimum, you have to be factoring in for a 50% stop loss. That has to be your sizing. And I think it's even better if you size, like I'd rather size where if this goes to 0, it's not going to kill me. But then I'm going to try to hold it for 300%. Like that, and that is kind of like, 300-400%. I've had over 1,000% moves intraday this year. So like it can happen with options. You can 10 extra money on a single trade with options. Now, am I saying go for that every trade? By no means. There's a touch to it, right? You gotta, but options definitely have that exponential gain. When they start working in your favor, they can just start to move and move and move and move. So, I personally am not super. No, you're good. Yeah. So yeah, which is just another reason where it just makes more sense to just trade futures now. You know what I mean? Because it's like if I'm going to trade 0 DTE options or weekly options that I have to close that day no matter what, like the only point of that is to aim for like a big move. So if you're going to put a consistency roll on that, it's like I'd rather just trade futures. Yeah, so Jade, I'm trying to figure out. I'm aware of what you mean. I know that you can sort of like invert your charts because like if you're trading a put and the chart itself needs to go down, but you want to see, but there's just a setting you can change in Webull that'll fix that. There's definitely a setting you can change. Like I said, I don't use Webull, but there's a setting somewhere. If you go into your settings and it has like you have it like inverted, so it's like it's showing like your profit or whatever. I think there's a setting you can do that. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, Jade. I'm normally in calls, so I don't look at the put options chains as much. I swear there should be a way you could flip it though. There's definitely a way to flip it. It's funny. I know we were talking about that a little bit. I might do a small account challenge. We talked about. We set up an alerts channel. We'll see. I was thinking about maybe starting at 500. We're very opposite in that sense. But yeah, no, I'm torn on that because one, I have shown to myself that like one of the skills that I do possess is being able to take a little bit of money and turn it into a lot of money. But I also don't think that's like, I just don't love promoting that because I don't think that like should necessarily be the goal. I gotta talk to Cal. Cal's here. We got addicted to prop firms here. Cal, when we launching the options alert? We got the people asking, brother. We got addicted to prop firms. Zach, do you ever, when you read his name, addicted to prop firms, do you ever feel slightly guilty? Yeah, until he gets into generational debt. The kid is sick. Oh man, we gotta get Cal in here more. Listen, chat. We gotta tag his ass every day. Let's go. Of course, he's got a position on my dog, my fucking dog. By the way, chat, we're still in these QQQs, 127 to 143 here. Why did he delete the GIF? His GIF game is too good. Oh, I need it back, Callan. I need the GIF back. I need the robot feeding the lady whipped cream. Oh, look at that. He's showing the entry. Listen. See, all you can do is teach you how to fish, brother. He can't fish for you. Gotta put C on an automated system. Oh my, that's funny stuff. Okay, all right, Jada. So I'm just seeing this picture with the options order. Show options order. Show options orders in the underlying chart. Show cost basis. Show options position. Chart display. What's the ax? Oh, the axis is just like your time. Oh, nice. 160, 154 on the options here. Huh. Interesting. To be honest, Jada, whatever your AI of choice is, whether it's Claude or OpenAI, whatever you use, I would just honestly, what I would do is explain the situation. Like, hey, I'm in puts. I want to see the options contracts, move in line with the trade that I'm in with the put. So if the chart's moving down, my options contract's moving down, and see if it'll tell you a setting you can flip. Let me see. Let me pull up a put in the option chain and see what it looks like on my end here. I think I swim. Yeah, yes, yeah, not on NQ yet. But she calming, baby. She calming. Why is this not? Oh, I'm pulling up the options chain on the options contract. That'll do it. I'm like, why is this not working? Yeah, it still says no access. No, I'm showing my, so I showed Jada how to see the options chart, Callan, which she's looking at. But, like, when she's in a put, her profit is still, like, showing it go up in the chart. So it's, like, inverted. Everything's, like, inverted for her, right? So she's, like, profiting as the chart goes down. And and I don't know if there actually is a way to do that because it's just the price of the option contract is moving in that direction. It's going to move in that direction. You still might be able to invert it the opposite way, but I don't know. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. You can, which you still could, I guess, kind of do. You just gotta reverse engineer your brain a little bit there. And this is in Webull specifically, Callan. Yeah, like when she's looking at the options contract, she'd like to be able to, yeah. So like when she's profiting on a put, the chart's still going down, the options contract's still going down. And that way she can look at structure and I would say go to AI. You'd probably be able to figure it out. So now, and this is an interesting representation of the options Greeks, ladies and gentlemen. So when you're looking at the option strike price, right, you can see we got that initial pop to highs and the contracts hit 224. Now, because we went sideways forever, how long, we just basically tagged the high again, but the high only hit 170 on the options contract this time. So you can see how theta can eat into your 0 DTE. Feels like a good day to hit the golf course, man. High 70. Callan, you want to fly up to PA? Let's go golfing, buddy. For real, dude. I was thinking the same thing, dog. Wait, you've been Oh, that Boston, by the way, your picks of Boston. I feel like you were in Europe, man. Yeah. I remember him. Yeah. You look like a regular old influencer out there, dog. Callan, am I doing something wrong? So you had me switch to the app the Discord app, I should say, for the stream, I only see like the first letter of everybody's name. Do I just need to widen my thing? Is that a setting that I have on? You're like the Discord. Oh, is that why? Okay, okay. Well, see, I think is stream remote good since I'm hosting the stream? Like, should I keep that on? But why does it just why it says usernames have been tourniqueted? Like, why is that the case? Oh, yeah. How we did them lines of that white muchacha. Okay, cool. I did just pull up Charles Schwab. It's going to help me out there on that underlying balance. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You had a wait. Hold up. Your coach has you on a monthly subscription plan? Bro is hustling. Dude, that's sick, actually. What a genius. That's new highs on NQ, by the way. 802 we just hit. ES as well. Attaboy, CMG. Attaboy, CMG. Send him his tip, Callan. I think it was in the chat. He tagged you because it was a wedge thing. You don't really trade those crazy wedges like this crazy mofo. But yeah, man, Callan, the Florida trip, I've been traveling. We've had rain. We've had intense heat. I haven't been on the course in a minute. All right, we're up about $50 a contract here, chat. I think you could, because we're making new highs and the options contracts are not, I think a trim here is valid. I might take a little de-risk trim here. No lube. Callan could never. Just shares. Is it your entire life savings in Tesla, basically? He's like, I did buy MUs at the high as well. Callan can't come on because I'm just gonna laugh the entire freaking time. Wait, does Zach curse your trades, Callan? Is that what you're trying to say? Consolidate, so what? Waiting for a breakout? We call. Oh shit, bro! Wait, you telling me that's coming on Airbnb? Oh, bro, I needed somebody else to come on here and tell me to lick their nuts. It's just been too long. It's a buy set up in 3 years. Patience. Have you guys ever heard of patience? Patience pays, baby. I just got filled on trims there. uh, Bro's over here just moving around the tens of thousands like it's nothing. Look at this guy. He's over here flexing on us. I think he came on. I think he came on voice chat just to flex. In 6 months. It's such a funny statement. Guys, I got trimmed at I got filled on trims at 194 on the QQQ from 127 to 194. Just a little trim to de-risk a little bit here. I'd like to see a little more, but the cons aren't moving as good as the NQ chart is. Oh, wow, that's nice. Or where will BlackRock acquire Airbnb? Maybe. See. We're not thinking third term here. See, Chad, I'm setting another trim at 220. 220 on the Qs here. Next trim. I love how CMG just doesn't roll out if Trump is out. Like, he ain't rolling out that third side if Trump is out. Yeah, addicted to prop firms over here comes on talking about arbitrage, saying words we don't even know what they mean. Zach, or not Zach, not Callan. Come on now, we don't talk about arbitrage on this stream. We're gonna get filled at 220 here, chat, and then we'll be down to some runners, and it's all Gucci. We got max profit on the props today. We just need one more trim, and we'll be sitting pretty here on options as well. It'll be a 3 for 3 type of day. Let's get it. Yeah, that's right. He was. No lies detected. Callan, are you home? You're back home from Boston now? Shipping out to Boston. Hey. What a jam, eh? It's not bad. It's not a bad idea. Maybe get a payout. Cowboys on a trip. Oh, wait, say that again. I'm sorry. You're funny. You would have had a payout, but what happened? Oh. I don't know if you were listening earlier, but I was talking about my Lucid Directs, and I'm trading the Lucid Direct account, so 20% consistency roll, $3,000 profit target for payout, so to get a $2,000 payout. So $600 is like your 20% of 3,000. So I have my auto liquidation set at $605, and on one of my accounts it hit $600. This is on Friday. Hit $600, did not hit 605, pulled back on me, and I ended up hitting daily loss limit. Not good. It's a rough one. You don't want to see that happen ever, but it happens. Yeah. Yep. That's literally what happened. I got. You canceled the long order? Okay. Reversed. Yeah, yeah. Listen, the commissions for my trade on stream has been paying Zach pretty well. I can't even deny it. It works. It works every time. I'm telling you. That's like my extra catalyst to a trade is like, did Zach miss it? Does he like it? But he missed it. You do snipe those futures orders. But no, bro, for real, the last few NQ or MNQ trades, future trades you take on stream, it's like you're like, I think the bottom wick's gonna come to this tick in reverse, and then it just does. You go to $0 in drawdown, you make 60 points in 5 seconds, and it's like, oh, that was easy. That's the way you've been trading futures out here. All of it. Oh, Callan, I feel like you're a big Tesla guy. Did you hop in any SpaceX IPO? That's hilarious. On the SpaceX, you're up 10% on SpaceX. That's all. The SpaceX chart crazy. I tried pulling my SpaceX. It like didn't even come up on Thinkorswim when I was like trying to pull it up on Friday, and I was like, I'm not even. Screw it. I'm not even looking at it. I need the VIX breaking lows here. I think anybody. So we've been talking about options a little bit, right? And we've had some people in the chat say, I wish I knew how options, and at least one of those people were in the Mastermind 2.0. So you're going to learn all about them. But I do think, since we've been talking about the options charts a little bit, a good way of sort of just understanding options Greeks is by looking at the options chart next to the underlying chart, and it'll help you sort of grasp that concept of time decay, and if you're not familiar with it, and see how they move, and you can see how new high on the chart doesn't necessarily mean a new high on the options contract all the time. So it's a good thing to be aware of. Learning tool. We got to get you on here, Cal, whenever you're not, gallivanting all over America. We got to get you on here more, man. It's definitely best for my mental health. Yeah, that's valid. Is there? Yeah, I mean, I think we could probably just get ready to wrap here. We got what, 10 minutes to 11:30. I'll hang on for a minute. We'll see if we can get this trim at 220. See if we get a pop. We need another pop to do highs. If we can get that, then we'll wrap it up there. So Connor, you said you're a golf coach. You pay it's like a monthly subscription, and then you get credit. So like, if you go on vacay, whatever, you still pay it. He's got his monthly recurring revenue. He's good. But then you get those credits. Oh, it's yearly. Okay. So you get. Yeah, sure. So you get. Is it like so many weeks out of the year? And then you can schedule them as you have time to do so? It's kind of dope, actually. So I can be honest with you. I'm kind of thinking about this from a business perspective. Before I got into trading, I built a hockey camp. I was running a hockey camp, an overnight hockey camp, actually, where I rented out like a campsite. We had like 45 kids the first year. I brought in all these good coaches, and then COVID hit us the next year, and that's where and here I am now day trading and not running a hockey camp. But I've always thought, like, I wonder if you could do like online coaching, like sports coaching. That's like both kind of in person, but also sort of online. For like. Oh. Oh. So this is actually at like a. So this is at like a bay. So it's like a full-on business with different coaches and okay. Oh, very cool. That's cool. Now, okay, I like that. There's a. By the way, chat, we didn't quite get filled. We got up to 215 there. That's very cool. But I've always thought that it's like I've been curious if there was like a business in that where it's like, uh, I know a bunch of guys who have like wanted to play hockey. Like hockey's a sport I played my whole life, and I know a bunch of friends who are like older that like want to get into it, and so like they'll get into like a men's league and stuff, and like quite honestly, they're probably just like, I don't know, am I gonna go get lessons or blah, blah, blah. But if there's just like a community where it was like guys giving them tips and they could post clips of themselves and get feedback and stuff, I always thought if there was something there. Also, I just love the sport, so it's like. AI. Yeah, yeah, we get make my avatar. Make my avatar. It's funny if you go back to my like personal YouTube. The first video I ever made, I'm in my parents' basement teaching how to shoot wrist shots. Yeah, please, please don't. Mm, purr at her. I like that. We got to do a purr sound effect. Callan, you're probably noticing this now. We got the soundboard, which I haven't dabbled with, but I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but we're dealing with ongoing audio issues via OBS in the Discord, and I have run through the gauntlet of like fixes, and I thought I had it fixed, and now I wake up this morning and it's back, which is why Zach was logged directly into Discord as opposed through OBS. And so and I think the only thing it came down to was Discord's audio vocal isolation, and I turned that off, and that still didn't solve it. And then it came down to like a stupid little thing that like my monitor had an audio setting, but that doesn't seem to matter now. So I don't even know. But I'm gonna keep like trying to work through the issues, but it just I don't know. It's been a we haven't like chatted about it yet, but it's been a bit of a pain in the tush. No. It's just I don't honestly we went from YouTube to here. Hopefully it's just something we can iron out. But it's like from a settings perspective, everything seems to be in line, and then we're still running into stuff. So yeah. We'll keep making adjustments and see. Oh come on, QQQ, fill me. I just want this fill at the buzzer. We got 6 minutes here till we normally wrap up. Give me the fill. We want 343, homie. We want 343. Blaze it. Hey. You know Elon likes them memes. No, they put Gronk AI in Times Square. An actual robot? Okay. Oh, so like somebody else did it. No way. That's wild. Oh, so it was like a troll thing. That's crazy. that is a pretty epic troll. Yeah, I don't know how I didn't see that. That's wild. Elon has such control of my algorithm that he just doesn't allow it to show up. Does that happen? Can you get Discord flagged? Is that a thing? So I can't see your first name, B. I just see hello, I'm new here. Can someone explain what is going on here? Right now we're kind of just, yeah, we're wrapping up. Yeah. So we're towards the end of live trading. So every day, 8:15. Well, I should say every day, Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday. I keep straight up. Monday through Thursday, we hop in at live trading 8:15 a.m. with Aaron, who, if you look in the alerts, you can see Aaron Futures. Aaron has his own mastermind program that a small amount of students are in. But Aaron does a morning breakdown for us every morning at 8:15 a.m. He does about 8:15 a.m. till about 9 a.m. Then we have a little break. We upload his morning breakdown up to YouTube, and then we hop on for live trading. And generally speaking, that will be myself, 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So like the New York market open is at 9:30 a.m. He does, yeah. So he's doing, an hour and 15 minutes before then when he gets started. And so Aaron will do a market-wide overview. He looks at the VIX, he looks at the indices, which is ES and Q, YM, the Russell RTY. He'll look at oil. He'll look at DXY. He'll look at the dollar yen. He'll look at Bitcoin. He'll look at gold. He'll look at silver. He'll look at essentially a market-wide overview of what's happening. He'll look at the news events that are coming. He'll look at CPI. He'll look at just kind of everything and make sure that you and our traders are fully aware of everything that's coming down the pipeline, what's about to happen, right? So Aaron goes 8:15 till 9 a.m. pretty much every day here in this live trading channel. And then after that, myself, Zach just logged off. Myself and Zach are pretty much like a daily mainstay. We're on live trading every day. We both trade both futures and options. So we'll give our live alerts. We'll tell you what we're watching. We'll tell you what we're trading. We'll narrate. We'll show our screens. Like right now, what you're seeing is the QQQ options trade that I'm in. By the way, looks like we just got filled at 220 there. Second trim on the Qs there. But we trade live options and futures, both Zach and I. Zach and I are on pretty much every day. We also have Karen will come on. We have a couple ladies from Stock Moms come on Thursday. Sealy, Maddie, Callan, who works in the background. He helps run this whole thing, the whole StockDads group, the whole Discord channel, all that good stuff. He was just on chopping it up with us. Nice move here on the Qs, by the way. 227 on the con. So that's $100 a contract. We're in at 127 on that signal there. So 3 for 3 today, chat. But then we go from 9:30 to about 11:30 Eastern Standard Time B. So we're on for about 2 hours every day. We're just getting ready to wrap it up right now. But I am loving watching the Qs continue to push here. So then we live trade till 11:30. We hop off at 11:30 B. We take a quick lunch break, 11:30 to 12. Aaron comes back on at 12. And then he does sort of like an afternoon kind of roundup, gives us, what to watch for in the afternoon on his nooner, which, is great. I love Aaron's stuff. He does a very great job of breaking everything down. It really helps me. Like, I don't trade the same way Aaron trades, but Aaron helps me. What I would say a lot with is just sort of like my general bias from like an overall market expectations perspective. So I'd say even if you're someone who hasn't done Aaron's mastermind, I think his information is really beneficial and really helpful. I really enjoy listening to his stuff. So Zach's amazing. Zach's taken, I think, pretty close to $400,000 in prop firm payouts this year. I've personally taken probably close to 10K in prop firm payouts this year. I've probably done over 20,000 in options so far this year. So, not quite on those guys' level yet, but I'm getting there. But yeah, so that's just kind of a quick rundown of what this live trading channel is here. So I'm glad you're here, man. Hopefully you find a good community. Yeah, absolutely. We got a pretty tight-knit community here. Everybody's really supportive. We're all just trying to help each other learn. If you're somebody who knows the ropes already and you're just trying to improve, hopefully we can help you with that too. But all questions are good questions. Totally new to trading altogether. Awesome, man. Awesome. That's great. So yeah, my suggestion would be just keep tuning in, absorb as much as you can, right? Absorb as much as you can. I don't know if you're looking to head into sort of the futures route or the options route, but both, we have resources here for both of those things. We all, everybody that comes on does both of these things. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Nice move on the Qs here, boys. I'm down to runners here, so I got 2 trims. I'm holding a couple. Because I think, let's see, where are we at? Oh, actually, this is my level here. This is actually my target. This was my target. We just tagged my QQQ level. So I think we can keep running, but I'll be a little stingy with these runners. From here, I'd aim for 745. So it's like, I'm aiming for maybe another $2 on the underlying. But I'm going to hop off for now, chat. Really good trading day. Very happy. I mean, 3 for 3, 2 for 2 on... It was the same trade I took on 2 futures accounts. So I say 3 for 3, but I took the same trade on 2 separate futures accounts. And then we got the 1 options trade as well. So very happy with all the moves today. I'm gonna hop off, get a little bit of lunch, work on a little bit of content, and then we'll be back at 12 o'clock with Aaron. B, thanks for joining us, brother. I can only see the first letter of your name, so sorry for just calling you B. It's because I'm in streamer mode. Callan taught me that today. But Peace out, everybody. Love you guys. We'll be back. We'll be back in about half an hour with the nooner. Hope everybody had a good trading day. Love you all. Peace, everybody. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a fresh week, and we are back with live trading on StockDadsTv. And honestly, I feel bad that I didn't post the link beforehand. It's a long weekend. We had the NHL finals, we had the NBA finals, we had the UFC at the White House. Your boy had a long weekend. He's a little tired coming in today. He didn't really wake up early enough to, prep everybody. But I honestly feel bad if you weren't there, because it was just win after win after win. It's what we do, baby! Boom, baby, we're back on StockDadsTv with live trading, and I honestly feel bad that I didn't post a link before we went live. I slept in a little bit today. It was a long weekend. We had NBA finals, we had NHL finals, we had UFC fights on the White House lawn that took until 2 in the morning. Somebody please explain to me why the main events don't take place at 1 a.m. Dana White, you've done so much good for the UFC. Make the main events start at 11 o'clock. What are we doing? But outside of that, we crushed it on StockDadsTv again today. Sorry for being so worked up, but when you go banger after banger on a Monday, it's all you can do, and I feel bad for the people that didn't drop the link. But what are you sleeping on? This is the most slept on live stream in the trading industry. Zach Austin's with me every day. This guy's got hundreds of thousands of dollars in proper advance already this year. What are you doing? Sorry, Aaron, can you hear me now? Oh, I don't hear you. Can you hear me, Aaron? I'm not hearing you. But if you're gonna do your audio through, I don't know why I'm not getting you. Okay, you'll go through Discord. Yeah, okay. All right, so I put your. Let me just get your chart added.